gonna talk about this restaurant life. So let's get into it tonight. It's a blessing as well as strife. So grab your fork and get your knife. Cause there's so much more to this restaurant life. Yeah, there's so much more to this restaurant life. So much more to this restaurant life. Let's go!
Mr. B, back in action.
Are we here? We're back at the where it all began?
Yeah.
Do you even remember that?
I remember you came and had a burger at Wheeler's. I think Heidi might have recommended, be like, okay, come and see if Luke's got any skills.
Yep. I went with Paulie.
Yeah. With Paulie?
Yeah. Really? It was me and Paulie.
I popped out there and I was like, there he is. He's here to taste my burger.
You made a great burger.
Yeah.
I remember you coming out. I forget who else was working. I think it was Jess.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
Yeah, me and her worked down there quite a bit. That was awesome. We had a great time working together.
And so I remember you making the burger, and I kind of look back, and you didn't see me that I saw you, and you went like this to Jess. You're like, like, check this shit out. And I was like, that's funny. And it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got a job.
And you got a job.
I don't know if you asked me or if I came here and asked you. I might have came here and be like, hey, are you looking for cooks?
I think Heidi reached out to you.
Okay.
And then you came and we talked, and that was pretty much it.
I talked to you in the basement, and you're like, hey, you want to start now?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay.
That sounds like me.
Cut up some tile, and I started tiling the walk-in cooler down there, and that was awesome. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit, man.
You're in.
Yeah.
You're in.
I'm in. We did it. That was some crazy times, my man. That was a lot.
Opening up a restaurant is so much.
Yeah.
It's so much, and it's like, it's daunting because you're just literally just trying to open and be a restaurant.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not even about when you do that. It's like, I hope we're busy. I hope we're successful, but it's like, I can't even think about that.
Sure.
I'm just trying to make the food and prepare the food and have people eat the food.
Yeah, I was honestly I was kind of worried before all this because I was like, a restaurant in Harmony, I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Look at you now.
Dude, there was a lot of doubters.
Yeah.
A lot of naysayers, as they say.
I swear I wasn't trying to naysay. I wanted it.
No, I know. But that was the vibe.
Yeah.
Like, you're not wrong on that. That was the vibe when we were coming here. Yeah, cheers, man.
The place that was here before, the Intrepid Traveler, I had never been in this building, I don't think in my entire life, until I started working here.
Really?
I've lived here my whole life, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
Shout out to Ann Delano. She's a special lady. They had the restaurant before we bought it from her, and she's like a kismet, like, I don't know, like, she like talks in not riddles, but she talks in like
the cats became a dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that movie.
I don't know, like, it's like that, like sorcery, but it's just it's like mystic. That's what I'm trying to say.
Maybe a Wiccan.
She's like seems very mystic to me, and
I think I agree with you. She's got that air about her. She's kind of a mystic, like you said.
Yeah,
I mean, she might be doing stones or
she would tell me, like, she was
whatever.
like, oh, this place is it's haunted. It has some spirits here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And like, she's just matter of fact about it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, okay, really? Because I don't take that stuff lightly.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like matter of facting it to me.
Might be witches.
And I'm like, okay. And she's like, but it was a pool hall for 60 years.
Yeah.
Hilda's Pool Hall.
Okay.
And, so these spirits spent most of their lives here, and they just like to drink and sing and dance. So you might just hear them, dancing and singing, but they're happy spirits.
How would that be if, what if she could actually perceive all this, see it for real, and then, like, if you try to talk to anybody, they'll be like, this chick's nuts.
Yeah.
But it was all legit. It was all legit all
Well, that's
along.
what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
That's like people say that about me. This guy's just
Yeah.
nuts.
Well, look who you're talking to.
Exactly. You know, I mean, that's like, and I think it gets amplified in a small town.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're more under the microscope.
Got to build the lore.
Exactly.
The lore of Harmony. I worked at Legion Hall, you know, and that place I'm fairly certain was haunted. And yes, I am one of the crazy people. But I would sit up there, you know, after hours and be watching like Frasier or something like that. And out of peripheral vision, it would look like there's people sitting next to me at the bar. And, you know, I'm nuts, okay? I'm nuts, whatever. But I'm sitting up there by yourself at night.
I'm loco.
I wasn't scared, you know. I was just like, okay, this might be like a memory or something. You know, you look over there, everything's just like nothing.
That was like
it's just weird.
That was one of the first thing in my, because I would, after we bought the building, I would work at this little Italian restaurant in the cities 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts, and then I would come down here and do construction and doing all the tiling and do everything 4 days a week. And
Really?
so the first night, because I would work through the night too,
Sure.
tiling. The first night I'm in here by myself, I'm just like, after she told me that, I'm like, like, hey guys, my name's Matt.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the new guy here. You know, you're welcome to stay. We're gonna just build a restaurant, and it's gonna be a good place to hang out and have some drinks, and you know,
Then they got the
it's
blessing.
You know, like.
Meanwhile, Anne's like outside, like tapping on the window.
Yeah, right.
What the hell? What was that?
Dude, I have, like, because we lived upstairs too.
Yeah.
You know, for a year and a half. So I had some experiences, I think, you know, where I'm just like, or you get that feeling where it's
Yeah.
like, someone's right behind me.
I know.
I'll just be.
I bet that happens to a lot of people, but they just don't want to talk about it because you're instantly painted like a crazy person. you
Right.
know? But some shit goes down. You know, there's other levels of reality. I think.
Yeah.
Man. I don't know. I think so. Something's got to be going on. I mean, what are we doing?
It was a parallel thing too. Like it was like the same. Like she opened up. She was pregnant with her first daughter when they opened her restaurant. We were pregnant with Estelle when we opened our restaurant.
Really?
There was a lot of different parallels too, from buying the building, what we were going through in our lives and stuff.
Yeah.
So we connected on a lot of different levels.
Cool.
Doing that, and I think she's just a great person. She'd always bring me CDs.
Yeah.
You know, like CDs are so outdated, but she would find like cool CDs like David Bowie double
really?
disc CD and like Queen.
Awesome.
And she's like, man, because I would be down here listening to tunes and tiling and working and doing construction. So she's like, here, Matt, I found this at the garage sale, or I found this at the swap meet or wherever.
pretty
Like,
good.
and I was
She's
like,
a mystic. She
yeah,
knows. Yeah.
yeah. She kind of just had an idea about that.
Both of her daughters worked here too, right?
Yeah, Ruth and Helen.
Helen, yeah.
Yep.
Helen and Ruth, yeah.
Helen!
That was a lot of fun.
You look like a Helen.
Yeah, when she was cooking it back there, I mean, she was helping out quite
Great
a bit.
dishwasher. Ruth was like one of the best servers we ever had.
Yeah.
She was
Oh,
so
yeah, for
fast.
sure.
So
Great personalities.
Great
Really,
personalities.
really positive people.
good people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and
Good
I
times,
think,
man.
we talked a little about that, like just growing up in a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just such a character builder. It's such a good thing for kids to see it and like how to treat people
Sure.
and how, you know, to go about your business in this little micro society
Mm-hmm.
of coming in and hanging out and sharing and eating and serving.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot to it that is nuance.
Yeah, definitely.
So
It's, you know, there's a lot of industries when you get older. If you can play the game with people, you know, you can kind of figure out somebody's personality, you know how you should talk to them, how they're going to respond to you. The restaurant's like the perfect place to exercise
Absolutely.
that muscle, you know, because you can talk
Absolutely.
to anybody can walk through that door. You know, could be the president,
Yeah.
you know, be like,
Yeah.
Mr. President. Oh,
it's a person.
yeah.
And this is how people will treat other people.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, there's a lot to say to that, man. And I think you hit it right on the head. It's an exercise.
Sure.
It's an exercise in how to go about your business and be social and to serve and to be a part of this little microcosm that is a restaurant, you know?
Totally. Totes and goats.
It goes on too, like what I always tell people, like the food like is a medium, you know, to Everybody Eats. That's the name of our LLC. Everybody Eats LLC, because it doesn't matter, you know, what color you are, your religion, your politics, you know, if whatever, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. Everybody eats, right?
Yeah.
And that
Maybe. I don't know. Okay, I got something for you after.
all right. But that was the motive behind it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I say the same thing about, you know, food. Food is that medium where it can really bring people together. You know, you can really see them sharing a meal and actually connecting through that medium of food.
Yeah.
Music's the same thing. So if people, we have music always playing in here, and then if they're eating, and then there's a cool song comes on and they're nodding their heads, everybody's kind of just vibing. Everybody's vibing and doing, that thing, and they're coming together without even knowing it.
It's combining those two mediums,
Yeah.
The music kind of powers it. And that's people have been doing that for thousands of years, since the dawn of humanity.
Yeah, the food drives it.
Together.
The food drives it, and the music powers it.
It's a tribal thing.
For sure. Come on in here.
Get in here. Have a mimosa. Who do we got here?
This is Lynn Tenner.
Hey.
Gonna have to watch out now.
Watch out! Here comes the old man.
Let's pull up a chair. Whoa.
Dude, he's like 80 years old,
That dude's intense. Jeez, really?
and he just keeps
Yeah.
working and doing shit
As
and
well.
getting it done.
What are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do? Just sit around and watch The Price is Right?
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's gonna be us, I hope.
I was telling somebody the other day, I'm like, dude, I have like when I bought this place, it was like a 40-year plan. So that means I have like 34 years left, which means I'll be like 75 and still working here, which I think is like great.
Yeah.
And something to do. Like, I'm not going to be humping the line or prepping the whole kitchen or, like I'm doing now, but I'm going to be a part of it still.
You think by the end of that, when you're like in your 70s, you're just about on the verge of like giving the place up, or are you just gonna? Do you think you're gonna have with restaurant withdrawal? Like you want to be here? You're like, I am not quitting. I came this far. Or do you think you're
Probably.
I just want to be done. I'm gonna give this. My
Probably,
kids.
but I something I do pride myself on is knowing when to walk away.
Sure.
And knowing when to do the next thing. So hopefully by that time I'll have something set up for myself to spend my time on.
Golf.
I love golf.
Yeah. Just go golfing.
Whatever. I think.
What the heck's going on out there?
I don't know. I hope that by that time that'll be a transition I'll be able to make.
Yeah.
That kind of happened with me with football, because I played football for 18 years.
Yeah.
High school, college, and I got done. And when it was done, I was like, I was sad because it's like all I knew for so long, but I was ready to be done.
Sure.
I was ready to move on and do something else.
You kind of know what I'm talking about, though. Like, for instance, Shawshank Redemption, that guy gets institutionalized.
Sure.
And he just doesn't feel like he can make it on the outside.
Yep.
So it's like, you come to the restaurant, this is your routine for 30 years, 45 years, whatever,
Yeah. It also, like, I think it kind of becomes your identity.
Sure.
And I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to keep that separated, that I can still be me without this, I am a part of this.
Oh, yeah.
This is more of just like, like a wave, and I'm the surfer, right?
Yeah.
I'm not the wave.
You got a plan for after, let's say, Estelle maybe wants to get into the industry?
I would love that.
Or something like that.
I would love that.
I want my restaurant.
I mean, her name's on it. Yeah. She could, but I'm not. I'm not going to force our daughters to do that.
Okay.
If it's an opportunity, if they want to take it.
Yeah.
Should we shut that door?
Yeah, I'll grab it. Really
you want to do that?
Sure. I see a mixed bag on that from time to time for kids that are raised in the restaurant industry. Sometimes they're really into it, and sometimes they're like, I don't want nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
I'm going to work here as long as my parents are making me do it.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do that with my daughters.
Sure.
Like I've asked them, like, do you want to work in the restaurant? They're both, yeah, of course, and they're excited about it, but
it's work.
She's 6 and Gracie's 3. By the time they're.
You know what'd be cool is if I'm just spitballing here. It just popped in my head. If you had like, let's say you have a family come in here, like some kids, and you have Estelle and your other what's her name? Gracie in here, and they have their own little platter, and they have their own little like cupcakes or something like that.
Sure.
That they're serving to the kids or something like that.
Yeah.
Here's your dinner.
Oh yeah.
Would that be cool?
Yeah, they'd love that.
I don't know.
Well, they'd love to do that. Well, that's the thing about kids. It's like Stella will come in here and be involved. Like she'll go behind the bar. She'll like make her own drink.
Nice.
She'll like like if someone's clearing a table, she might go over there and help. Or she'll grab some menus and put them out. Okay. So she like kind of. It's a cool thing, and it also me growing up in a restaurant. Mm-hmm. My grandma operated a restaurant for 30 years, so we'd go out there. It draws you in.
Sure.
Like you want to be a part of it. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, cool, this is what we're doing here.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you're just sitting here, you see all these people rushing by. It's like, I want to get on that train.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
kinda
yeah.
Go along with it, you know?
Yeah.
So,
It naturally draws you in to participate, right?
I totally agree. Absolutely.
You know, it's like, well, what can I do? How can I help?
So, like once in a while, I'd have a day off when we first had the restaurant, and I'd just be sitting here, like watching everybody work, and I'm just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But as far as you know, exercising that muscle to like deal with different types of people, kind of socialize and stuff, that was like therapy for me, really. You know,
Cool.
when I started bartending, that's kind of how I fell into the whole thing. I started bartending first, and then talking to people. You know,
Yeah.
And you basically kind of have to force it. But you know, if you grease the wheels a little bit,
Yeah, that
once in a
helps.
while, it definitely helps.
Yep.
But if you can work your way off of that and kind of just have that ability, you know, to just be able to talk to anybody and kind of know when they're connecting with you, and if they're disconnecting with you, then walk away.
Yeah. or let it go, or just
Yeah.
be, and that's the thing too. Like I used to get hung up on stuff like, well, why don't they like me, or why aren't they, you know, what we were talking, everything was great, and then it got weird.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, for the most part, it's not on me.
Yeah.
You know, like that's their stuff, or that's just something they're going through, or timing, or it's not even nothing. It's in my head, right? It's like,
When you really think about it, that's one of the things that makes life beautiful, though, because
Yeah.
not everybody's gonna like you. There's no such
Yeah.
thing as perfect, and that's
dude.
that's the way it's supposed to be.
It
and
is,
beautiful,
and
man.
that's a lesson that you will be taught real fast here in a restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, to learn that and let go.
Some people are just assholes.
Some people are just pricks.
Nobody
So-
likes them, and they don't
Yeah.
like anybody.
Well, I think that's cool too about a small town,
Yeah.
is that, you know, again, it magnifies it or amplifies it. So if you're a prick, if you're a jerk, everybody kind of knows it real
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of weeds those people out. You know, naturally. And then
There's-
if you're cool and everybody's like, yeah, you're cool. He helps out. They you know, do what you can. They communicate. They participate. You know.
Yeah.
It's
You ever see those groups of friends who've been friends since like high school or whatever? One of them's just a huge freaking prick, like a huge asshole,
Yeah.
and they've all adapted to it, and they expect it from him, so he can get away with saying whatever the hell, you know.
oh, dude, that's a good point. That's a great point.
So I don't know, and they think it's okay.
And then that works for them.
That reinforces
That
it.
works for them
Yeah.
growing up. So why
Yeah.
wouldn't I do that when I'm an adult?
Yeah,
You know?
we're all just babies. We're all just big babies.
Dude, yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna turn this.
Okay.
Slush machine off.
You were talking about everybody eats, right?
Everybody eats. Yeah, yeah.
Just popped in my head. I was watching a documentary like not that long ago about this group of people. They're called breatharians. Have you ever heard of that?
Say it again.
Breatharians.
No.
They live off of breathing, and they don't eat.
Okay.
They claim that they don't eat food, and they just pray and breathe, and that's all they do. And it sounds crazy, but you know, I don't know.
That's what they claim.
Yeah.
They live off
It's
breath.
fascinating to watch for sure. And there's been instances throughout history, like there's a really famous guy from India that they all claim like never ate any food, and he would just meditate all the time.
Yeah.
He was like
I've heard of stories like that.
transvestite, and he like prayed to some kind of feminine god, and he like
Yep.
bowed this god into his body, and blah 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 blah. And he doesn't have to eat or something. So
I've heard of that
it's-
stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I
man.
mean, that goes along with like hunger strikes.
yeah.
You know.
Fasting.
Yeah.
Fasting is supposed to be good for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like hunger strikes is the same thing where it's like, dude, it's powerful. When people see you hold out like that
Yeah.
and not eat, because it's hard.
It's that's probably
Dude.
one of the hardest things in a human's life. You know, if you're starving, you're going to do anything to survive.
Yeah.
Once you get to that point, heard those stories, survival stories about like plane crashes. They freaking have to eat each other. You know.
Oh my God.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But
That's
you know,
wild.
that's life. That's
So
crazy
everybody
life.
eats.
Everybody eats. Sometimes people. Sometimes air.
Sometimes air, sometimes people, but we're gonna eat.
Yeah.
You
Eat
know?
something. Not to
Dude,
get
that was
morbid.
but that was the vibe. Like when I worked at my brother's restaurant at Travail, because that was a higher end restaurant, you know. But it was higher end food, but it was set in a setting like this, so it was very laid back, very cool, very chill. But you would get people in there that were uptight
Okay.
and just better than holier than
Oh, yeah.
thou,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I remember that's where the idea came from. I'm like, it doesn't matter how cool you think you are, how better you think. You still eat food, dude. Here, eat some food and chill the fuck out.
You want to talk about restaurant life? The people I can't stand, I apologize, is the people that come to a restaurant to complain about the food.
Yeah.
I mean, what the
Get a
hell?
life.
What's going on?
Get a life.
Not that I'm any better. I mean, I got my own hangups, but here comes Mr. Lynn. Mr.
Lynn,
driving dust in just a minute.
Big man on campus, come on in, have a little damage in there.
My hearing aids are off.
Okay, where were we?
What were we talking about?
The people that come to restaurants and just
dude.
complain about the food.
Dude, do you remember when we made a list of? Okay, so our idea was called Skitchens.
Yeah,
And it was to do skits
about people.
about people that come to the restaurant that suck, I
Yeah.
guess. Like the people that you just spot them out. So it was that guy,
Yeah.
complaining guy. There was the I have the list somewhere. I saved it.
We had some pretty good ones.
Let me go see. I think I might have it in my locker.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh boy, this is what I do when I'm alone. Make myself laugh by being really terrible at the guitar. I don't actually know any songs. Wait a second here. Forgot how to play that. Recognize that one, Lynn? You like the Beatles?
Oh, I love the Beatles.
So, you and I put this together 6 years ago,
Okay.
and I kept this. And the idea was we were going to make
Like
You-
a sketch comedy show revolved around kitchen life, basically.
Yep. And it's called Skitchens.
Kitchens.
And so we came up with characters to parody. So I'm just going to read them off,
I'm ready.
and we're gonna go down the list, and we'll talk about them.
Okay.
Okay. First one: drunken asshole comes in 10 minutes before closing.
Oh man. That's real. That's real.
Oh. And
Still serving? What time do you close? It's time for one.
there's always time for
Yeah.
one. You know what you need to do? You know what you guys need to do here?
I'll leave you a good tip.
You know what you need to do here? I'll tell you what you need to do.
Sure, you know what? He's sleeping on the shitter.
Yeah. All right, that's our first one. Okay. You're gonna like this. Guy in the kitchen working that's always pissed.
Oh yeah. He's chucking shit everywhere.
Throwing stuff.
So it's been the entire day has been totally dead. Nobody in here. One person comes in. Pots and pans. They order yet?
What do you want to eat?
Yeah. I'm here by myself. I've been there, done that, man. That was me on a couple of times at Wheeler's back in the day. Just be sitting there watching a movie, nobody coming in.
It is, and it's just human nature.
Yeah.
That, especially in a restaurant, like there's nothing worse than a dead business, and you're just sitting there like,
Shit.
this sucks. Why am I here?
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. We're so slow. I don't care anymore. And then somebody walks in.
Are you open? Yeah. I guess.
I've already decided through all my deduction of everything that you shouldn't even be here, and this sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Well, that depends. Are you open?
yeah, right. All right, next one we got. Chef chasing foodie guru guy.
Chef chasing foodie guru guy.
So like when we played football, we called them like jersey chasers. Like
Okay.
just because you're a chef, or just because you're on the football team, people are like, well, hey, we're gonna be best friends. Hey, that's
you're the
something.
chef?
Yeah, or you're the chef. Like really putting the chef on a pedestal.
Okay.
And they can do no wrong.
Okay.
And
He's the guy that always comes up here like 3 times a week, always sticks his head in that window.
Yes.
Is Matt here?
Yep.
Chef?
Yep.
How you doing?
And it's out of
fine.
They don't.
It's fine. Yeah.
Those ones usually almost always have great intentions.
Sure.
You know,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just they take it to the
Intense.
next.
Like, I got your name tattooed right here.
Yeah, right.
I really like the food.
Yeah. Like that's a thing too. Like of I've had to deal with that of staying humble
Yeah.
and staying, grounded.
Sure.
Because
And somebody's just blowing your ego
yeah, dude.
out of the water, and you're
That's
just like, whoa.
It's like
Maybe I am this good.
No, I'm not. But if that happens enough,
Yeah.
you kind of that kind of naturally manifests itself.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's just the awareness.
probably what happens to celebrities. Just
Absolutely.
yes men constantly. And you're
Absolutely.
like,
I can't even
"You're going
imagine
wrong."
the scale
Yeah.
of that.
And just losing your mind in it.
Yeah.
Basically.
You become that.
Yeah.
And it's
Imagine
not
if you-
even real.
If you got to that point and then all of a sudden, gone, and you're just like, shit.
And then you're just a human and you have nothing to stand on. You
Yeah.
have no foundation.
Alien, you
And
know.
your ego is shattered. You don't even know who you are anymore.
yeah. That's a sad story.
And then you get up there and slap Chris Rock for talking about your Keep my wife's name.
That's some crazy stuff. I love
Oh my
Will Smith,
God.
good actor. I was a huge fan of The Fresh Prince, but anyway.
Huge fan of Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
You know what? My favorite is he played Ali. That was,
Yeah.
He
that
did
was
an
a good
amazing
one.
job in
Yeah.
Ali.
That dude's got a couple of Oscars under his belt.
Yeah, he's
too,
an
doesn't
awesome
he?
actor,
Anyway,
man. He
yeah.
just lost his goddamn mind.
Yep.
Talks too loud at the table guy.
Oh, great! Were you there? Everybody's like kind of looking around. It's like, what's going on?
Sit
here?
down, we're gonna order. I'm doing it right now.
We've seen
Hey!
it. We've seen that. I know we've had conversations about that.
Dude,
Me and
that's
Eric cooking.
That's more just hilarious than anything.
It's like, jeez.
You know, like
What's going on out there?
someone's laughing like a hyena out there.
Yeah.
You heard that, right? And this thing, like when you're working the line and you hear that shit, like me and you would just stand next to each other. We don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
We're just like,
Here we go again.
yeah. Here we go.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, everybody's different.
Dude,
Just,
these are things that
we
we've
just we just make things into parodies. That's what we're doing. We're not insulting anybody.
Well,
You know a
these are
couple
just
names.
things that we've noticed. Okay, next one. Older couple that come in to eat 10 minutes before we open.
Oh yeah.
Banging on the
Knocking
window.
on the window. Hello? Hello?
We want to, and they're so like set, like, because this is what they're doing today.
Yeah. They probably just got done with church.
They probably got done with church and they're coming to the restaurant. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
This has been planned
For months.
for months. This is, God bless them, but it is like, you better be ready for us.
Yeah. Just like looking at you. Looking
Yeah.
at the watch.
Looking in the window, and they already know what they want to order.
Yeah.
They're like, want their drinks.
They know exactly where they're sitting.
where they're sitting. They're
Barreling here.
They're just so tunnel vision of, man, we're getting this done today. This is what we're doing today, and
was the day.
it's going to be a success.
Yeah.
You know,
I hope I can get to that point where that's my day. You know.
that'd be
Don't have
great.
to- yeah.
That'd be
Don't care about
great.
anything else.
God bless them.
Yeah.
But it is like something you notice where it's
Yeah.
like, man, you guys are relentless, and we're not ready. We're not even open yet. Give us 10 minutes. We'll open the doors. I promise.
Someday.
Pompous, pretentious elites that treats anyone and everyone in service industry like shit.
Yeah.
We've kind
There's a lot of that.
We've kind of touched on that a little bit already.
A-holes.
A-holes, or
Would you like to hear our specials?
I don't mind.
Kind of in a hurry, so
Yeah. I don't mind the internet trolls
yeah. Those are funny.
as much as the in-person jerks.
Yeah.
You know. Also, I don't read any of the internet stuff. I think I've told you that before. That's
I think the thing that screws with me the most with the in-person ones are you assume that everybody's going to be decent from the get-go.
Yeah.
And you're like, you meet somebody, and they're at first, the worst ones are the ones who are really nice to you. Like, oh, this is great. This is just great. It was awful. Like,
Yeah.
after service.
And everything was just
completely flip-flops.
everything was just,
Yeah.
from the service to the food to the way the server looked at me, and also there.
No tip. Great
Yeah.
service, no tip. My God.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind the internet people. I guess,
Yeah.
like I said, I don't really look at it, but the ones that are in here, and here's the thing: if there is an issue, a problem, we do want to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, please tell us. Just don't be
Not just a fantasy in
No.
their own head and be like, well,
This isn't like a movie
Yeah.
that we failed on production for
is the food ready
for
yet?
the shoot of your movie.
Yeah.
It,
Been here for 5 minutes.
You know, we're feeding
Damn
people
it.
here, but we do want to know if something's messed up.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way that some people do it. It's very
not nice.
pretentious. It's very, you know, looking down on people, condescending,
Mm-hmm.
and
We're all people.
we're all people, man. And like, dude,
No, we're not.
because for the most part, when we do mess up, because we're not perfect, man, we mess up. We
Yeah.
try. We try for perfection. We know it's not attainable, but that's what we're shooting for. For the most part, we've built up a relationship with our customers that they'll just private message me, you know, and say, "Hey, just a heads up, this is what happened. I know you want to know about
Yeah.
it." And I'm like, "Awesome, thank you so much." And then I'll talk to my crew about it, and then we'll be like, "Yeah, this happened here, this happened here. Here's where we got to tighten the screws up. Here's what we got to look for. Here's what would be to wear for." That's how you get better. You know, we want that to happen. But the ones that are like just
Pricks.
to be pricks, like you can just tell the difference.
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm saying. Like they're coming in looking for that. You know, that's the difference of perspective. Like, dude, when I go in a restaurant, I'm coming in looking for a good experience, and I'm celebrating it. And you can find it if you're looking. But if you're coming in looking to pick people apart, I could go do that to everybody. I could do that in here.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just
It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
Totally.
Dude.
And it just destroys your own character, really, in the long run. I could spiel on that for a few hours. I love going to restaurants with you, though, because it's like we had a great time with that waitress at Thai Pop.
Yeah.
And like I think the last one that we went to when you did that thing with the high schoolers when you were telling them about the industry and like getting them interested in it, and then we went out and had like an appetizer platter, and we were talking to that bartender.
Yeah.
You know, it's always a great time.
It's
it's the people you go with, you know.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Let's say I love going out to eat with my brothers. I love going out to eat with Heidi. Heidi and I enjoy the experience. It's like going to see a movie with somebody. It's like just more fun, and you can laugh at the stuff, and you like have your, you know, you're sharing it, right? And it's like a good experience. And there are most people get that. There are some people that
It's got something going on.
it's
in there.
like they're just critics.
Yeah.
And they're like the final say in their own head, and it's like, dude, you're not.
It's always the parents' fault.
Get-
It's always the parents. It's their parents screwed them up. They were criticizing them the whole damn. You put too much milk in that.
You're doing it wrong. You know why? Because you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, okay, but get out of your own way. You're missing out.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I want to. God, that's the message I want to send these people. Like, it's fine. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
You're living wrong.
I try to be careful with that with my son Jackson. You know, not to criticize him or anything. Prime example here that just kind of has to do with the culinary industry a little bit. He made his own bowl of cereal the other day.
There you go.
Huge
Yeah.
bowl of cereal, like half the freaking boxes in that thing, like half a gallon of milk. And I'm like, you're gonna eat all that? He's like, if you're gonna eat all that, it's totally fine. And like about 10 minutes in, he like hadn't touched it for a minute. I was like, are you gonna eat it? And he's like, I'm really full. And I'm like, I'm not mad at you, but don't do that again, man.
Yeah.
That's 3 other bowls of cereal for somebody else in this house.
Yeah.
So
These
but-
little lessons.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not gonna be like, what did you do? You're gonna eat that. Da, 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 da. That's like the absolute. Do not do that to a kid, otherwise
Right.
they're gonna remember it.
Yeah, no,
If my parents said that to me. I'd
that's a
remember it
great
for sure.
example.
Yeah.
because that's exactly like, well, how would I know that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just doing it. I'm a kid. I don't know things. Gracie, this morning, my 3-year-old, I told her to go brush her teeth, and I walk in, and half the toothpaste, and she's doing toothpaste art out of a big fresh kid's toothpaste thing. I'm like, Gracie.
Yeah.
Same thing.
It's very
I'm like-
pretty, but
I'm
this
like,
isn't paint.
Yeah. And she's like, why? Why? Well, because this is toothpaste. We got to brush our teeth with it, and we got to use this, and we don't want to waste it on that. We can do paint and other
It's
stuff,
just
but
paint.
not. Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
she's like, okay.
I feel like that's the right way to go about it,
Exactly.
just don't get pissed.
Just don't get mad.
These I mean, we were like that at one point, and they just don't know what's going on yet. Really,
Yeah.
they're not really self-aware yet.
No, it's ignorance.
Yeah.
It's just they're not aware. And
Stupid
you run
kids.
into that. You run into that if nobody checks them or they don't check themselves. they run into that when they're adults. They just think that's what it is.
Right. That's right. It just keeps on going.
The ignorance just blooms.
They don't know how to fix themselves, you know.
And we're not perfect.
Oh no.
You and I are flawed.
I'm as close as it gets, but
Yeah.
lights, we're still blinking.
This is a good one. This is a good one here.
Oh boy.
Guy who orders things not on the menu.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so here's this. We're a scratch kitchen,
Yeah.
and kind of pride ourselves on being able to accommodate everybody that comes in, at least trying to. And this goes along the lines of gluten-free, allergies, dairy, stuff like that, where it's like, hey, I have food restrictions. Cool. Here's our menu. Here's what we can offer you. But then you'll get the guy that comes in and is like, I want a ribeye and the spaghetti. It's like,
Oh yeah, the spaghetti.
yeah. It's like,
about
what do you mean you don't have
25
clam
minutes.
chowder? You don't have clam chowder? You call yourself a restaurant?
It's about 45 minutes. We'll have it for you. I remember seeing you do that one time, like ages ago when we were doing brunch. I think somebody came in here and they ordered like coleslaw or something like that, and you're like, they want coleslaw? It's not on the menu. And 10 minutes later, you had it whipped up. And he's like, you want coleslaw? Here you go.
Yeah.
Send it out.
Yeah,
And
there
they're
you
like,
go.
this is great. And you're just like, well, that's what you got to do. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But that's the mindset.
Yeah.
We are a kitchen. And what do kitchens do? We create.
That's going above and beyond, reinforcing like, hey, you're going to tell your friends. She's going to tell her friends
Absolutely.
about that.
Absolutely. That's the best marketing there is.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Word of
hey,
mouth.
this is what we did. This is what happened. And this is how they took care of it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
There you go.
talk about exercise and growing. That's a blessing to be able to do that. That's how I look. It's not a cross to bear. That's like when that stuff happens and you're like,
This is an opportunity.
this is an opportunity. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Again, though, it goes along those lines of how is the person's attitude and what is their perspective and expectations when they walk in. If somebody like that example is a great example, I would love some coleslaw with this pulled pork sandwich. And I'd be like, okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
Or like coleslaw because I can't have this or that. That makes sense to me. But if the dude or lady is like just
deviled eggs? Or, whatever.
and just the way they go about it.
You don't have this?
Yeah,
Oh.
and just disappointed and being, again, condescending and the holier than thou, and it's like, it's hard to.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
They always have a smile on their face and just being a condescending.
Yeah, it's. Here's how I look at it too, man.
99% of everybody that comes to a restaurant's nice, it's cool, but there's the 1%. But anyway.
You know how I used to do how I used to look at it is that 90 yeah, you're right. 98% of the people
Yeah.
come through, get it, and they enjoy it, and they obviously
they're grateful.
support it, and then those 2% I really do look at as a challenge, and not a challenge where it's like, fuck you, I'm gonna make you. It's like, hey, I could maybe do something here and change your perspective, and going forward, that's gonna help everybody.
It does happen too.
And I've done it. I've done it many times. And again, that is a blessing. That is something that I get to do. I get the opportunity to do it, and it's like a calling,
Yeah.
and I feel that. Dude, we had 250 people in here for Mother's Day brunch yesterday.
Yeah.
And I got here at 6 o'clock in the morning. Izzy was here at 4:30 making cinnamon rolls.
Jeez.
And I literally, we just walked in, started going, and I just stopped. And I was like, thank you, God. Thank you for this opportunity. And let me be a blessing. Let me let my work be true. Let me my actions be true. Let my communication be clear. Let me move with purpose and let this just be a great day and have these people have a great experience in this restaurant. And it was like, dude, there's been times where I've turned and like, I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I'm screwed. This, I don't even know why I'm here. This is, that's the shift in perspective. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what we're talking about right now. And where it's like, man, okay, we've put in there. You know what it felt like yesterday? It felt like game day because we've been prepping for this. We've been, putting in our time. We have our list. We have our, our plan. We have our timing. We have our setup. And it was like getting here. I was like, it's game day, baby. Let's go. Let's go. We get to play.
You got that line of people out here just waiting.
That was what it was like, though, man.
It's cool.
It's
Take them down.
That shift in perspective is. I'm just thankful. Mm-hmm. I'm just truly thankful for it.
You do a really good. I got to tell you, if you ever come in here, and look, this is back when me and you were working together, and we had some crazy times for sure, like crazy nights and stuff. But if there was ever a night where you were feeling that, where it's like, I don't know how I can do this, I would never know that. I would always be like, Matt always has it together. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he's doing it. But I mean, if he's got it together, then everything must be okay.
Well, that's what I tell people too. If I see them freaking out, I go, listen, you don't freak out. If you see me freaking out,
and you can freak out,
then you go right ahead. But you put that on me. That's my job. That's my responsibility. Mm-hmm. My responsibility is to keep this ship floating.
Dude, we gotta. All these stories are like flowing back.
Yeah.
When we had like 5 gallons of soup that one time, remember? And we fixed it at the last second. Like it got a little messed up.
Yeah.
Not totally. I mean, it was salvageable. Ryan Lee. Love you.
Love you.
But we saved it.
That was for like a private dinner. Even
then, I mean, you didn't get pissed. You're like, okay, what are we gonna do? And then like we all had some ideas we threw out there and we fixed it. And everything went great.
Yep. And it was actually better. Than the original.
So it's crazy, man. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
But that's how you have to. I mean, that's life too. Like I tell people that this restaurant, it teaches you lessons in life. Yeah. Like you can take these lessons and go about your day and tackle problems.
Most definitely. That could have happened way differently if there was a freak out in the kitchen and shit's getting thrown everywhere. That would not have been good at all.
But that's your first. No, absolutely not. But that's your first. That's your first impulse.
Yeah.
Like my first impulse as humans, like, what am I? Let's just throw it all away and say we don't have soup tonight. Like, no, don't do that. Okay. And then you just go down the checklist. All right, what do we got?
Like survival mode,
Yeah. Much. Pivot.
Yep. And it worked. It was awesome. That was a great experience. I'll never forget.
And from that exercise, you just get better at that shit. Mm-hmm. You grow that muscle, and that's addicting. Oh my God, that's like, like playing the guitar and learning a song, and then playing the guitar with somebody else and singing the song together in harmony, and then playing the song with a full band, and then playing it in front of people.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, we're moving, okay, we're going, okay. And it's like,
that's an incredible feeling.
And it's the same vibe in here when that shit's happening.
Yeah.
It's like
when it's working.
When it's working.
Yeah.
Because it's like it starts here and then you create and you build and it starts and then you have this now and then it starts here and then you create and you build and it keeps and all of a sudden you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
We got a full band. We're rocking out tonight.
To me, I think that's one of life's few positive addictions. Mm-hmm. If you can get addicted to that and you keep on, trying to get back to that and trying to make everything work together perfectly, everybody's having a great experience, and that's where you.
Dude, it hooked me.
And then
I saw it and it hooked me. Mm-hmm. Like I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like I love food, obviously, but it was just the process. I want to be a part of this process. I want to put myself in this, and I want to grow my business while I grow personally at the same time.
I think you figured it out, man.
Well, I'm trying to
figure it out. I think you're figuring it out.
Cheers, man.
Mimosas on Monday.
Monday mimosas, baby.
Monday morning mimosas.
Monday morning mimosas. You got it.
Getting it?
So let's talk about this podcast.
Yeah.
And what we're doing. For those of you who don't know, this is Luke Haugrud, and he is our producer. He's the one that edits and gets the videos out, puts them on the internet.
I'm the guy you called.
I'm the guy that you called.
You called me.
Yeah. I was in Vegas with Heidi. We were on vacation. And I was like, you know what? I had some downtime. I was just chilling, and we had kind of discussed maybe doing something before. I don't remember what we were talking about.
I think when we and you worked together, we always had like an inkling that we want to do something entertaining for people. Hence kitchens, that's where that came from.
Yep.
And like, how are we gonna get on camera? How are we gonna do this and get on camera? And like, here we are.
Here we are.
So maybe that's what it kind of melded into.
I think so.
We're both big fans of Joe Rogan. I mean, that's really cool. Really cool. Just conversations that people are having, and it's very fascinating. And it's like, why not? Why can't we do that?
We can do that, and I think we discussed too that this podcast is for, just like this restaurant, for the local crowd. That people want to be a little more involved or see what we're talking about or what we're doing or it's an extension of what we're already doing. And I think I've told you this too. Like I wanted to exercise communicating with people. Keep that going. That's a big part of my job as a chef. So just exercise that muscle. Also, to build something, right?
That's right.
I think we both had that kind of mindset of like, this is something we can do.
Yeah.
And we want to do it. We're capable of doing it. And I think what you and I have noticed, there's a need for it.
Yeah.
As far as like when we're talking to these people, these other chefs, these restaurant owners, people in our industry, nobody else is asking them these questions. Nobody else is having these conversations with them. And if they are, it's not shared.
It's very valuable information for anybody that is in the industry already, who's wants to get into the industry if they want.
Sure.
Say like some high school kids are watching this and they're thinking about getting into the culinary industry. It's fun, it's hard, but it's a lot of work, but it's a big payoff, for yourself and for, the people around you. So it's an interesting industry. It's
very interesting, and it's been a great experience so far for both of us.
Yeah.
Because we went into this with an idea about it, but we don't know. We didn't know what it would be or what it's still going to be something we don't know what it's going to be. I mean,
it's changing.
It's changing already. This is what, the 11th episode?
That's right. Yep.
And it's not what we thought it was going to be. It's better. It's different.
It's better. Yeah.
It's better. Like, but again, being able to have these conversations with these different people and hear their story. Nobody's ever asked them their story and how they got in and what their experiences are and how they feel about certain things. It's like it's actually really cool because a lot of the work I just have to give. Me and you just show up and there's your outlet.
Yeah.
And they just start talking about. I'm like, this is great, man, because this is the shit that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that I want to know.
Get into the history, get into their experiences, especially now after the pandemic. I'm going at it again after the pandemic. I mean, that was a really crazy time for everyone in the industry, for sure. And how did you survive?
Yeah.
Is a big question.
Let's talk about
Everybody has done it differently.
Yeah.
And they've all figured out different ways to do it. And if anything like that ever happens again, you can reflect on that and be like, okay, well, I'm going to take pieces of all of these answers, and maybe if I'm in the industry or I'm like a guy who's just starting out, I can apply that to my restaurant and survive,
Absolutely.
Ideally.
And I think too, this allows more collaboration. That we're having these conversations, we're making these connections, we're networking. Like I have 10 more contact numbers in my phone that I didn't have before we started this.
Yeah.
Right there, and I know you do too, of just different people that we've met and talked to. Of like, oh, this would be cool. Never cool. Let me get your number. We can talk. And I'm texting people, and I'm like, well, this. I just talked to Chef Andy Bonnet from Rubiat. They came for brunch yesterday.
Okay.
And it was kind of great. So they brought these really cool bowls that he's not going to use.
Sure.
And we traded that for brunch. And then he had a great idea about doing a bus ride. I forget what he called it, but it was like essentially it's like they start at Rubiat and have 2 courses.
Okay.
Get on a bus, have some drinks, come to Estelle's, and have 2 courses over here.
Yeah.
And then maybe go to the distillery.
Yeah,
and then for a nightcap, I'm like, that is a great idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. And that wouldn't have happened or come to, probably not.
Yeah.
If we didn't sit down and talk and get to know each other and discuss and feel comfortable having that conversation. Right?
It's all you, man. This wouldn't be happening if you didn't call me,
It's been pretty great, dude. Yeah. It's been pretty great. And I think you and I both kind of like jumped on it because we were like, dude, this is something that, again, we can do, we want to do, and we're capable of doing.
Great timing too.
And great timing for both of us, you know.
Time to do it.
Because dude, when you left, you had to go. It was a family thing.
Yeah.
It was a better
That's what I
job.
blame
It
it on.
was insurance. You know, it was something that small town restaurant really
Yeah.
couldn't provide, and you had an opportunity. And I was like, I always tell people you're one of the ones that got away.
Yeah.
You know, because
I'm back.
yeah, but we kind of, when that happened, it was such like, you know, not cool. It was such a. We already had a great relationship.
Yeah.
And I respect that you were going to do that, and I was like, yeah, man, you have to.
That was
You
a
know?
really hard decision. I mean, it wasn't. I didn't get the call, and I was like, I'm going to do it. Yes. Oh, thank
Right.
God. You know, I was like, oh shit. Now I gotta
Make a
I
decision.
really have to think about this.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to leave.
Right.
You know, I didn't want to.
Yeah. No,
Really.
I know that, but
But,
we kind of both knew
That's life, man.
we wanted to collaborate on something in the future.
Yeah.
And this is it.
Yeah.
It's
Here we
actually
are.
happening now. So. Cheers.
Mimosas, Monday mimosas, baby. Can I top off your mimosa? Sure.
Monday morning mimosas.
Can I get you a top off? Holy moly. But yeah, I'm really glad you called me. It took me about maybe 30 seconds to 45 seconds to figure out how to do this. And you had the soundboard, and I was like, yes, we can do it.
That was crazy too.
Yeah.
Like we already had everything.
All
With
we
the
needed was
microphones, with the
cameras.
mic stand,
Even
with the
if we didn't-
soundboard.
If we didn't have the cameras, we could have done it with our cell phones. You know, we would have figured it out.
I bought that soundboard because I was gonna do maybe trivia, you know, and it kind of fell through, and it's just not the right timing. But then I just had it, and I'm like, yeah, I got this thing, and it was like perfect. Like we already had the equipment,
Sure.
and
You know, if you ever want to revisit that, Wyatt Seabloom does trivia in Lanesboro.
I've talked to him about
Yeah.
that.
I wonder if he would be down with that.
It's more of a logistic thing for the restaurant,
Yeah.
rather than not wanting to do it.
Sure.
I want to do it. It's just not.
Timing.
It doesn't fit right now. Yeah, it's timing.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you're exactly it. Because I love trivia.
Yeah.
I love having
It brings a lot of people around,
It
too,
does.
you know?
It does. It's just the dynamic isn't there
Sure.
right now.
Deck
Yeah.
trivia.
I know. Patio. Patio
I already
trivia.
thought about it.
I know. We'll
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the thing too of learning how to be patient.
Yeah.
In these processes of like always good intentions,
Mm-hmm.
you know, always, you know, great opinions and ideas. It's just you can't do everything all right now.
You
It's
just burn yourself out. You try.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
you know,
Gotta have patience.
Yeah,
Patience
patience.
is a virtue. I'm really looking forward to open mic coming back around. I didn't get down here too much the last couple of summers that you're doing it, I think. But I'm gonna try to get down here and make an effort
Yeah,
to get down
this-
here more often this summer.
this Wednesday is our first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
2 days. First open mic Wednesday nights
Were you gonna do it in here?
on the patio.
On the patio?
Yeah,
Okay.
we got a stage and everything, man. And then Troy
connection.
and Paul,
Okay.
they alternate hosting.
Okay.
So they bring all their stuff.
That was
And-
the guy that we were jamming with up here for a little while. Okay.
That's Troy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Geez, that guy's talented.
Jeez, they're both just musicians,
No,
dude.
yeah.
Talk about like,
Belting it.
yeah.
Beautiful.
It was so funny. We were we had Clay Fulton here Saturday night, and he's a great
So
musician.
much more to this restaurant life. So much more to this restaurant life.